to be that. That's what we want. Perfect. All right. My apologies for the slight technical difficulties there. All right. So this would have been the upper bracket lobby. It should have been Stolen, Speed, and iBox, and Moth, myself, and Miranda. But unfortunately, Stolen unable to make it in this game, and iBox also unable to make it. So that only leaves Speed in the upper bracket, and these three in the upper bracket are able to make it. So that leaves it a 4-person match. I mean, this could be a very interesting game. I mean, it's A class. It's the slowest class that we're going to be playing, and it's only 4 people. Now, those that get top 3 tonight, all right, will move directly into the grand finals. All right, if you are in the bottom, if you are in the bottom 3. So basically last place in this game, you will drop down into last chance, where you will face whoever is the top 3 from the lower bracket, which was Spotless Spec and Autocycle. All right, Stolen and iBox technically both have a chance to compete because they are in the upper bracket. So if they can make it, they are technically able to slide into the last chance. I'm sorry, grand finals is over here. But nonetheless, enough of me rambling here. We'll go ahead and get this game going here. Let me go ahead and slide this out of the way for you guys. Bring this back, and I will bring this back. All right. With that being said, let's go ahead and introduce these players here. Over here we have myself. I mean, you know, there's not really much to say. I mean, you know, not anything too crazy in terms of performance from me, but just enough to get into the top 3 to be in the upper bracket. Up next we have Speed. He is sticking true to his Sylvia. I mean, it's not that orthodox of a pick, to be honest, but I mean, hey, he's trying different things. Last week, or in week 1, he was in a wide body one. This time, he switched out to a non-wide body one. So we'll see how that works out for Speed. He did do very well in his games in the previous week. And so he's going to look to continue on to that streak and make his way directly straight to the grand finals. And we'll see how that works out for him. Up next, we have Glitch Moth. And I mean, you know, if it's, you know, if his car, it wouldn't be Moth if his car isn't like porpoising, even staying still. I mean, you can see it. It's shivering. It's Moth. Everybody who knows who Moth is. He actually took the victory in his previous game in A class in week 1. So he's going to look to continue that streak and make his way into the finals. And then up next we have Miranda. Now she, even herself, tells me she feels like she got a little bit lucky there. That Spec did not have the best of times in the last game, but nonetheless, a great competitor here. I mean, you know, she doesn't get the light or the recognition that she deserves for her jukes and her game IQ, and you know, people are actually surprised whenever she's able to pull those off. But I mean, it's more often that she's unable to pull off what she knows. So whenever she does pull it off, it's not a fluke. It's not her getting lucky. The IQ is there. The jukes are there. And, you know, she's in the upper bracket for a reason. And she's going to look to make her way straight into the grand finals as well. With that being said, these are your competitors right here. Press 1 for my POV. Press 2 for Moth's POV. But since I will be playing, I will not be commentating. It will be completely silent. Except for the game audio, obviously. But with that being said, upper bracket of A class coming right up. Do not miss it. All right, that was the upper bracket for the A class. It will be Speed, Moth, and myself moving on to the finals, and Miranda will join Spotless, Stolen, iBox, Autocycle, and Spec in last chance for their chance at the grand finals. With that being said, I will go ahead and take a quick ad break, but the upcoming game is lower bracket S1. That's right, we're done with A class for the night, so the next game will be S1. Do not miss it. It's coming up next right after this break. All right, we are back. Now, up next is the S1 lower bracket, but it's actually kind of a meme game here. So, the three people that were absent today, Kawaii, iBox, and Stolen, they were actually also in lower bracket as well, which means every single person that is playing in this game will automatically be top 3. Alright, but because we have a point system, we're going to go ahead and run the game. It's going to be a little bit funny to see, how this game turns out. Yes, it is a 3-person lobby, but that means every single person will advance, which is what we want to see. So it doesn't matter if you get 10 minutes, it doesn't matter if you get 0 seconds, you will be moving on to last chance. So, a little bit of a early congratulations to Autocycle, Plum Sauce, and Trailline for making their way into last chance for S1. All right. Unfortunately for Kawaii, iBox, and Stolen, their S1 run has come to an end in Season 2. All right, so congratulations to these 3 players. But just for the points, because we do have a point system, we are going to go ahead and run the match regardless. So that is going to be coming right up. With that being said, though, let's go ahead and introduce these guys. As we do, right? We got Camilo over here repping the Ascari. As you know, he's going to be repping the Horizon 1 car. So that's what we're seeing here. Pretty decent car in S1. He's repping the TOGT paint job, an OG clan of mine back in the day. So he's going to be looking to show us some moves out there today. Up next, we got Autocycle once again making his debut, and it looks like he decided to go with the Z28 Camaro. I did see him testing this a couple of times here in our lobby, so I guess he likes the way this one feels in his hands, I suppose. So unfortunately, we won't be able to see see it get tested necessarily. I mean, hey, maybe he might put on a show for us, but that is what Autocycle has decided to go with, and we'll see what he brings to the table. And of course, we got Plum Sauce once again repping the C5. I believe Plum is the only player in the UKC right now that has the same car for 2 different classes. He's got the same car for A class and S1, and I mean, he's repping the UKC paint job. He's got the plum on the side there, although I don't know, that looks a bit like a grape to me, but that's not what I'm here for. I'm no paint expert. Plum, I mean, he's already made it into the last chance anyway, so I mean, honestly, he could just sit there the entire 10 minutes and still still go through, but nonetheless, first, second, and third will still get points based on position. So depending on how this goes down, we will either see a one-sided game or we will see a very close 3-person game. All right, but nonetheless, Trailline, Autocycle, Plum, go ahead and have fun. Congratulations on your guys' advancement, but just for formalities, we are going to go ahead and run this game. All right, so with that being said, let's go ahead and run this lower bracket S1 game just for the formalities, and that is coming right up. Like, we all like to make fun of Plum, but who doesn't want to see him in the grand finals, So with that being said, he's moving into last chance. He does still have to come top 3 in last chance, but he still has a chance to sneak his way into the grand finals. So we love to see it. Let's see what happens. Let's see what happens in a 3-person S1 game in the UKC Season 2. And you know what, guys? Like I said, I am adamant about this type of thing. So if it doesn't matter if we have one person, it doesn't matter if we have two people. All right, we are gonna run this game. All right, we're gonna make it happen. It doesn't matter if there's a full 6 lobby or only 3. Like I said, it's gonna happen. It's gonna happen, guys. All right. And if you happen to show up and you make your way into the top 3 just for showing up, hey, showing up is doing more than the guys that didn't show up. So by all means, we are having a slight bit of difficulties here getting into the spectator spot, but we will eventually get there. Okay, we are fine and dandy. Plum Sauce did start off with it, I believe, but lost it to Trailline. Let's see how the rest of this game plays out right here. Trailline in his Ascari right there. Ooh, a nice little getaway there from Trailline. And Autocycle looking to show everybody why his Z28 is in contention to be one of the best in the world here. As a matter of fact, I believe we can actually jump in with Trailline, Camillo's POV here. So let me see if I can go ahead and do that quickly while I... yeah, give me just 1 second here. I know my camera panning is not the greatest right now. Yeah, let me just go ahead and drop that in right there. And yeah, let's go ahead and jump in with Camillo and see how he's doing from his POV. He is chasing Autocycle at the moment. 30 seconds on the board for Auto. 32 for Plum. Camillo actually still in the lead right now with 45 seconds on the board. And he's going to look to try to hold that and retain that right there. Autocycle, though, looking looking very comfortable in his Z28. I mean, there's not too much pressure right there. Whenever you're gonna make it, whenever there's no possibilities as to you not making it. I mean, and Plum, of course, trying to get some time on the board there. Although, is he having technical difficulties? His dot does seem to be very okay, just making sure he didn't have any technical difficulties there. But oh, Trailline with a very, very close miss there. That was a close one right there. I mean, that would have definitely made me upset. If I missed by just that much. Autocycle, though, a minute 30 on the board now, and he doesn't look like he's gonna let up anytime soon. And Trailline still on the chase, ever so adamant. I mean, what can you do? What can you do at this point? It's a 3-person game. I mean, thank goodness. A three-person game is almost better than a 4-person game because there is something at stake with a 4-person game. At least with a 3-person game, you're gonna make it through. You know that it's gonna benefit you, so to speak, right? You are gonna move through regardless. So these guys, or at least in my opinion, shouldn't feel as much pressure as a regular game. Not saying that they should take it lightly or anything like that, because I mean, the times are still being added and the point system is still a thing, but they don't have to worry about being eliminated. Autocycle, though, looking like he's not gonna let up whatsoever. 2.5 minutes on the board, and he is leaving the rest of the lobby looking like they are standing still. Camillo with 45 seconds on the board, and Plum Sauce just above 30 seconds. Camillo lets him go out of courtesy right there, and Trailline going in for a cut. Ooh, a bit of a hesitation. That's going to cost him, and Autocycle will put up 3 minutes on the board here. And, I mean, this right here, I mean, I'm not sure if this is a great game or a very bad game. You know what I'm saying? Like, on one hand, like, these guys are just having fun right now. They're just kind of, they're just kind of coasting here. Autocycle doesn't look like he's under a lot of pressure here. Trailline and Plum don't look like they're giving a lot of pressure either. But at the same time, if we're looking on paper here, you got 3.5 minutes on the board, and the rest of the lobby has less than 1 minute and 30 seconds combined. So, it is a very one-sided game here. Autocycle might be able to break a record right here. And wow, this, In terms of UKC history here, we might be seeing a world record. I do not keep the stat anymore. Because I never thought it would get broken, but we might be seeing history right here. Autocycle might be breaking the record for the longest run in single run in the UKC history. I mean, he's got to be close. He's got to be close. I mean, if you're Autocycle, I mean, hey, that record. I mean, now is the time to break records. You know what I'm saying? This right here is the time to break records right here. And, Autocycle is doing just that. And you know what? 100%, he's already broken the record for longest run in Season 2. And he is looking to break the record for longest run in UKC history. And if it goes this way, he might be able to break 2 records here. And we'll see how it goes. We'll see how it goes. And the 2 records are actually very, very impressive records. And Autocycle might just be the one person to break these records. And I mean, hey, whenever the first 2 records, the 2 records that I'm referring to anyway, whenever they happened, I didn't think it was ever going to be broken. But hey, Autocycle might be that guy. And we'll see, because I feel like this is going to be very hard to replicate right here. I mean, look, 5.5 minutes on the board. I am pretty certain he already has one record broken. I am pretty sure. I mean, I don't remember the exact seconds of the last record, but Auto has shattered it. Auto has shattered it by at least a minute by now. I mean, I'm gonna have to go back and rewatch the VOD here and start counting, but holy hell! I mean, look. Granted, they're just playing for fun here, but either way, he's lost it. Oh, Plum Sauce making a stop to that record-breaking run. But, I mean, hey, the damage has been done. Autocycle definitely has a season world record, a season record, I should say. And you know what? I think he has just absolutely shattered the UKC record for the longest single run by a player, and that's absolutely crazy. Oh, and he's going to look to add more to it as well, it looks like. And we'll see if Camilo is able to get a tag on Autocycle here and perhaps move up into second place even. Now, I'm not going to try to sound, or I'm trying not to sound biased here, but Camilo has been my boy since day one. So, a part of me does definitely want to see him scoot his way into second place there. Oh my goodness, how close? How close can you get without tagging the crown? And man, as a person, who's got unlucky named after them, that being Tim Luck, I understand the pain that Camilo just experienced right there. And I mean, like I said, how close can you get without actually getting the crown there? And of course, we still want at least for me, want to see Camilo do well. But mathematically speaking, it's going to be very difficult. Plum, though, looking to put up 1.5 minutes on the board there. Trail line still currently sitting at 45 seconds right now. Ooh, spoke too soon. He's going to get the crown here. Does he have enough time? Not quite. Oh, and he's going to lose it to Plum, and he's going to put up some time on the board as well. Autocycle breaks 1 record. Couldn't quite break 2. But what an absolutely crazy run there. That was at least a 6-minute run. 5-minute run. Definitely at least 5 minutes. The previous record for the longest single run was, I believe, 4 minutes and 25 seconds or around there. And that was in the OG UKC. And Autocycle has definitely beat that by at least a minute right there. But congratulations once again to Autocycle, Plum Sauce, and Trailline for sneaking their way into Final Chance. With that being said, we are 3 games in. We have 3 more games to go, so let's go ahead and get them out of the way as quickly as possible. I know we had to work with the delay and things like that, so we want to get this, underway as soon as possible. So, with that being said, S1 upper bracket is coming up next. You don't want to miss this. That will be coming right after this break. Being said, let's go ahead and take a look here. We have Speed, Moth, and Spotless taking top 3 in Lobby 1 in the previous week, and then Spec, myself, and Miranda taking top 3 in the previous week, and that is going to be our upper bracket lobby. With that being said, let's go ahead and introduce the players. We'll start off here with Speed. And you know what? We're noticing a certain trend with these cars. These red paint jobs have been very signature of Speed. So maybe he's also taken on the signature car or signature color wave, so to speak. And that's what we're seeing here. But the XJR15 did wonders for him in the previous game. He is going to look to try to repeat that in this game. And I mean, hey, great choice of car, great driver. This is probably one of the most solid and well-rounded, car slash player combinations that we're seeing here. A very balanced combination right here. So look out for Speed to be putting on an absolute masterclass out there. Up next, we have Spec. Once again, the reigning, defending World King Champion in every class, undisputed best player in the world, Spec, in his KTM. You guys already know his KTM. You guys already know what it's capable of. You guys already know what Spec is capable of. And combine the two together, and you got an absolutely unbeatable combination, pretty much. And we're gonna see exactly why that combination is so deadly here in a few minutes' time. He is going to look to put up. He's coming off of a victory here from not only S1 in the previous week. But also a victory out of A-Class as well. So he's going to be looking to continuing that streak. All right, up next we have Miranda, who we just saw play in not the previous game, but the game before that, and did very well. Unfortunately, 4-person game here, so she did take 4th. But nonetheless, still a very close game. She came, and she's not here to mess around. You know what I'm saying? She wants to show that it's not a fluke whenever she gets nice getaways, nice jukes, etc., etc. And she has definitely proven that this season, and she's going to look to keep that streak going in her patented RX-7 right there with the little UKC and TRR sticker on the side there, repping the club and the league. So look out for her on the map, so to speak, or on the field, whatever you want to call it. Up next, we have Moth. Everybody knows who the fuck Moth is, all right? I mean, Moth wouldn't be Moth if he wasn't in a Mini. I mean, you got the ugly glitch going on right here, you know what I'm saying, with the wide body, with the narrow body wheels, you know what I'm saying? And that is just so Moth. I mean, it wouldn't be Moth without something quirky like this one, right? With that being said, Moth had an absolutely crazy performance in the previous week as well, so he's going to be looking to continue that streak in this upcoming game. And then we have myself over here, and I am still kicking myself from my previous week's performance in S1, where I just lost to Spec by a few seconds at the end there. But it is a new day, it's a new week, and we'll see what I can do to avenge that loss. Either it'll go very well, or maybe the mighty have fallen. Who knows? But I will be trying my absolute best to keep up and keep up with Spec, if not win. All right. And finally, we have Spotless. Once again, a good combination here, very solid combination. And out of these choices right here, a very unorthodox choice in terms of the level of cars that that these guys are driving. I mean, the Cayman is a good car. It's definitely not bad, but it's compared to the KTM's and the XJR's, it's just a bit off the pace, at least in my opinion. But Spotless, if anybody else, if there's anybody to be able to drive such a car against these, level of cars, it is going to be Spotless. And that's what we're seeing here. Same paint job as last time. Not sure if he's made any changes or tweaks to his car, but he definitely did enough to get a top 3 finish. So he's going to look to do the same thing again. These are your competitors right here. You got Speed, Spec, Miranda, Moth, myself, and Spotless. Top 3 are jumping straight into the grand finals. If you get bottom 3, you will be joining the last chance players who we just saw in the previous game. All right. With that being said, let me know who you guys think is going to win, or any sort of predictions or anything like that. But this match is coming right up. Once again, because I am playing, I will not be commentating. I will just be muted, and it will just be pure gameplay. All right, so my apologies there. Type 1 to keep it here. Type 2 for a Glitch Moth POV. I will wait for the results to go through. But with that being said, this game, upper bracket S1, coming right up. I will catch you guys after the game. All right, that was the upper bracket for S1. Congratulations to Spec and Spotless for joining me in making my way to the grand finals. I'm sorry, what was it? Miranda, Moth, and Speed will, because this is upper bracket, they still have a chance to be in the grand finals. They will be joining the previous game, not this one that just happened, but the previous game in the last chance, and top 3 of that will be joining the grand finals. All right, with that being said, we got 4 games done tonight. We got S2, lower bracket, and upper bracket both coming up right after this. You don't want to miss it. Do not go anywhere. We will be right back. All right, we are back from that little ad break we just had there. Now, unfortunately, as much as we hate to see it, we have another 4-person lobby. Okay, with that being said, this is the lower bracket, so unfortunately, in order to move on into last chance, you will have to place top 3. So in this case, if you are last place in this scenario, unfortunately, you will be out of the running for S2. All right, with that being said, let's go ahead and introduce the drivers here. We got Trailline over here, or as many of you know him as Camilo. Once again, he said he's going to rep Horizon 1. That's exactly what we're seeing here. The Viper AE with the Horizon 1 cover car paint job. And, you know, S2 is not really his forte, but out of all of the cars that he's chose, I would probably argue that this is probably the best one for the class. Out of the, you know, the Ascari and the 22B. So we'll see what Camilo can cook up right here, and he's going to be looking to move into the last chance bracket. With that being said, moving on to Miranda, who is in her patented CCGT. She knows how to drive this thing. She's been using this ever since she was 14. I don't fucking know. I tried to come up with something funny and clever, but I couldn't really think of anything. We know she's very familiar with this car, and we know the skills that, you know, that she possesses, as shown by the previous 2 games that we saw her in. With that being said, she will be looking to get a top 3 finish, so she can move on into the last chance bracket. Up next, we got Plum Sauce, and I mean, it's a Blade. There's no hiding it. I mean, this is probably the best car in here. I mean, not even probably. It's not even close. You know, he didn't do so hot in the previous S2 game where he did get 4th. And Plum, you know, in S2 has been very unlucky here. First game was a 4-person game. Now this game is also going to be a 4-person game. And unfortunately, he got last in the previous game for S2. I mean, that's why he's, you know, here. And I mean, you know, he's going to try to make up for that loss in this game. But he definitely has a chance to do so in the Blade. Definitely the best car here. Moving on to Autocycle here. Once again, he's making his UKC Season 2 debut, and it looks like he's decided to go with the 911 GT1 Strassen version. Is that how you say it? The GT1 911. That is also a car that I've seen him use in the past, although I'm not sure if I've seen him use it too often. But nonetheless, he's got that signature paint job on there. I thought he was going to go with the Blade. We had a few, a few conversations here and there regarding the, the car choice and stuff like that. I thought he was going to go with the Blade. He decides instead to go with the 911 GT1. Not a bad choice. It's got great acceleration and is very light, etc., etc. None of these cars in this lobby are bad. It's just, I would say if there's a standout, it would probably be the Blade for being better than the others, but none of these cars are trash. So there you have it. Lower bracket S2. Top 3 will be moving on. Bottom 3, or in this case last place, will be going home. We got Trailline, at McNoob, Plum Sauce, and Autocycle PC competing for their spot at last chance. With that being said, we are going to go ahead and get this game started and underway right here. And Let me go ahead and while this loads, let me go ahead and try to jump in with, I'm not quite sure who is going to be streaming. Perhaps Miranda will be streaming. If there is a different POV, we will go ahead and jump in with them. If not, we will go ahead and stay at our POV. All right. With that being said, S2, lower bracket, coming right up. Do not miss it. All right, looks like Trailline is actually going to start off with the crown here. So great, great POV. But you guys will be able to see what's going on. I won't be able to see what's going on because I am currently making my way to the spectator spot. So my apologies if I'm not commentating here. Hopefully I don't get in the way. Oh no, the crown is coming the direction that I am at. So I'm going to try to stay out of the way here. And sneak my way out of here. It is almost like trying to avoid the traffic here. I definitely do not want to cause any interferences in this game. All right, I have finally made my way into the spectator spot. It looks like Autocycle currently has the crown right now. Actually takes the lead at this point. Got Camilo going in for a cut right there. Autocycle just a little bit too smart for that move from Camilo. Autocycle still with the crown there. Unfortunate crash there from Camilo. Autocycle not fixing what's not broken, and that will always work in most scenarios. Anyway, he's going to try to cut into the tighter section of the map, so to speak. Oh, a nice little brake check there. A nice move there from Autocycle. What a maneuver. And we got Trailline still slightly trailing behind Plum Sauce, who's currently sitting at 13 seconds. 1 minute on the board for Autocycle. Now, we did, in the previous game, we did see a monstrous performance from him. Will we be able to see the same monstrous Autocycle, or was that just because everybody was having fun? We'll find out, but Camilo does have the crown right now. He's going to look to put up some time on the board as well, as he makes it all the way around. Ooh, and Autocycle coming in. And once again, Autocycle's cuts are something to absolutely behold. And, I mean, that's a perfect example right there. Camilo didn't even see him come in. He didn't even hear him. Autocycle just comes in like a ninja in the night and just swipes the crown right there. A minute and a half almost for Autocycle. Trailline sitting just under 30 seconds. Oh, an unfortunate crash there from Autocycle, and he will give that one up as a show of sportsmanship there. And that's actually going to allow Camilo to capitalize. And if I was Camilo, I would definitely capitalize on that. Ooh, unfortunate there with the crash. I mean, now, you guys can tell me in the chat if you guys would have stopped for that one or kept going. I mean, personally, it didn't even seem like that big of a hit. I mean, it didn't look like he was trying to take full advantage of that. So, you know, I probably would have given a sorry or a my bad and kept going maybe. But Camilo was able to swipe it back momentarily there. But Plum coming in and taking the crown from Camilo right there. And then there's Miranda coming in. Ooh, didn't quite hear the key noise change there. Oh, an unfortunate crash there. So many crashes this game. And I'm not sure if it's because of the pace that these cars are going with such little people, but it seems like nobody can really find a flow. And a nice cutoff there from Plum, and everybody seems like they are kind of I don't want to say lost, but they are a little bit all over the place. It doesn't seem like anybody here can quite find their groove. And I mean, a four-person lobby is already weird to play anyways, but nonetheless, I mean, it's S2. I mean, these cars are fast enough, but I mean, the margin of error is so small with S2 here, especially whenever you have cars that are really just great cars in general. You know, high grip, high power, etc., etc. And that's what we're seeing here. Miranda does move up into second place here, making her way to the 1 minute mark. Camilo coming in for a tag. Ooh, bit of a hesitation. That's gonna cost him right there. Almost cut off Miranda right there. Will Treadline be able to get it? And yes, he does. Finally gets the cutoff that he's been waiting for all night. Actually, he's been going for that very often, actually, but just couldn't quite get it to go. And Miranda coming in, though, making quick work of Treadline there. Ooh, an unlucky ghost there from both Plum and Trailline there. Autocycle able to managing to get out of that scenario there. Auto sliding, but trying to keep it, control right there. Ooh, that was I don't know, that was a bit of a distance there. Quite the distance for a tag. Maybe a little bit of AI we're seeing, but nonetheless, Miranda does get it. But Autocycle makes quick work of that and gets the crown right back. Trailline trying to cut off Auto, but Auto just a little bit too fast there. Little bump from Plum Sauce there. Autocycle trying to make a getaway, but that Viper is so fast. But Autocycle with even faster reflexes gets out of the way. Oh, a nice read there from Camilo. Autocycle looked like he was panicking a little bit there. Trailline not using the camera as much, although as I say that, he does look around a little bit more. Camilo trying to avoid that wall right there. Does a great job of trying to carry speed, but not quite a good enough job to keep Autocycle away as he comes in for, once again, a cut. And, I mean, Autocycle is just so good with those. You can't sleep on Autocycle, or else he will swipe the crown there. Ooh, there's that cut that we've been talking about that Camilo has been trying to do all night, but couldn't quite get to go. And Treadline looking for an alternative route there. Miranda thinking the same thing. Autocycle a little bit too smart, though. Cuts through the middle, and Autocycle is slowly, underneath our eyes, so to speak, slowly making this this game kind of in his favor. And, I mean, it's not as crazy as the previous game we saw Autocycle in, but it's got the same sort of vibe to this. Except this time there is something at stake. And if you're Miranda, Trailline, or Plum, you really want to try to get as much time as possible. I mean, it's one thing to say just don't get last, but to actually do it in a tournament setting is something else, especially whenever you have a 4-person lobby. And that's just absolutely unfortunate that we had to play with 4. But nonetheless, it is what it is. A big bounce there from Plum, and he's not going to show any sort of sportsmanship there by continuing to drive there. Camilo was perhaps hoping for a bit of sportsmanship and stoppage, but what an absolute wall ride from Plum there. We don't condone that type of move, but if we're speaking technicalities here, there's no rule that says you can't do that. It is just sort of an unspoken rule, so to speak. But nonetheless, Autocycle putting up 4 minutes on the board, and second place with just 1:30. And Trailline trying to bit of a stream freeze, I suppose. We can go ahead and switch POVs while that is the case. Let me go ahead and jump into my POV right here. And we can continue watching the game here. Autocycle, 4 minutes, 25 seconds on the board right now as he comes barreling down this way. Trailline still on the chase right there. Plum Sauce going for a cutoff. Will he get it? Not quite. Miranda coming in for a swipe. Doesn't quite get it. It looks like maybe they Trailline and Miranda made some sort of contact there. Not too sure, but Autocycle will keep running with the crown. Miranda goes for a cutoff. Doesn't quite get it. So does Plum, and he also misses. And Autocycle is coming up to a 5-minute run here, or not run rather, but a 5-minute, in total here. And he's putting on quite the show here right now. Plum still chasing behind him. Trailline just barely misses. Miranda coming in with a swing and a miss, it looked like. And the 5-minute mark has come and gone for Autocycle. We're coming down to the last 60 seconds of the game here. And, I mean, technically speaking, Trailline is still in jeopardy here, and so is Miranda really. Oh, and a nice tag there from Trailline. Quite unlucky for, I believe that was Miranda. And Trailline is going to look to get a second place finish. Oh, but Autocycle's not going to let that happen. But Trailline is only about 4 seconds behind second place. Miranda will need to get the crown if she wants to have her place secured. But Trailline coming in, and look at the speed with which Trailline was able to cut off Autocycle there. And, that's probably the most interesting thing that's happened this game. Autocycle's cuts versus Camillo's cuts. And that's what we're seeing right here. Trailline, though, doing a great job taking it around the corner there. But Autocycle will be there to meet him. Plum Sauce a little too early on the cut there. Autocycle is going to take it all the way down. Nobody's there quick enough to cut him off. Miranda's going to go for the long cut here. Will she be able to get the cut off on Auto? No, she won't. And Auto is going to bang off that wall right there. Or I'm not sure if that was a bang off the wall. It looks like there was definitely contact made there, but Autocycle will walk out with a tremendous victory, almost 6 minutes on the board. Camillo taking second place with a minute 43, Miranda third place with a minute and 30 seconds, and Plum Sauce with 51 seconds. Congratulations to Autocycle, Trailline, and I'm sorry, I just went blank. Autocycle, Trailline, and Miranda for making their way into last chance. And unfortunately for Plum, that is going to be the end of the road for S2 and his season. With that being said, though, we have one more game tonight. All right, one more game. It's S2 upper bracket. That's coming right after this break. You don't want to miss it. All right, we are back, and we are here for the final game of the evening here. Okay. All right. What is okay? Please do not mind Plum Sauce. He is not in this game. We did just see him play. Unfortunately, he is out for the season. But the rest of us are here to play. With that being said, let's go ahead and jump into the introductions here. Go ahead and jump in with Spec right here. Once again, the reigning, defending, undisputed best king player in the world right now, world king champion in all 3 classes, looking to make waves in S2. This is the upper bracket. Top 3 will move directly to the grand finals, and bottom 3, or in this case bottom 2, will be having their last chance with the top 3 we just saw from the previous game. You guys know how that works. But Spec not very happy with his performance in S1, and so if you guys know Spec, once he gets upset, once he feels like he underperformed, he's going to show out the absolutely he's going to show out next game, and this is that next game. So look out for Spec to pull off absolutely crazy stunts out there in the Marlboro Blade. Up next, we got Moth here in his signature car. I mean, he's got UKC tatted all over the car. And, I mean, it's the Sierra. It's the Mothmobile. Whether he claims it or not, it doesn't matter. We associate him with this car. And, I mean, it's Moth. Everybody knows who this is. He's the only person that I know to drive this car this well. I mean, I've personally tried to build this car myself, and I could not... I just can't replicate, the levels of grip that I'm seeing Moth get out of this car. So, it does take some sort of skill to drive this thing, and Moth definitely is that person to do it. Porpoises everywhere, and it's just an absolute monster. So, be on the lookout for Moth to pull some crazy stunts as well. Up next, we got myself here in the Blade. I mean, I'm trying to keep the streak going here. All right, I didn't do quite so hot in A class, brought it back in S1. Hopefully, I can keep the streak going in S2. I mean, it's the Blade. I gotta do it, and it's got my patented paint job on it. I haven't even given it a name yet, and I still haven't. But this color right here, I'm absolutely proud of. But colors will not win me games. Driving skill will. So we'll see if I can live up to, if I can drive as good as the car looks. Up next, we got Speed right here in his 599 XXE, And this is also a car from Horizon 1. I mean, he's repping this front engine thing, and you know, probably one of my most favorite front engine cars to drive in the game, probably the best one. This or the Vulcan AMR. It's close, but Speed repping a car that he likes, a car that he's you know, a car that he likes. And you know, little known fact actually, I'm not sure if this is an expose or anything like that. I'm not trying to put him on blast or anything, but he actually told me that he was inspired by Tuner, the one and only Tuner Mark, in the OG UKC, and that's what inspired him to use this car, and he was entering it and playing in his honor. So I'm not even sure if Tuner is, you know, here for that type of bequeathment, so to speak. But nonetheless, Speed is showing his roots, so to speak. And finally, we have Spotless. Once again, unorthodox car, so to speak. It's a 765 LT. I mean, it's not really a great car compared to any of these guys right here. It's no Blade. It's no 599XE. It's definitely no Sierra. But once again, if there's any player that's able to drive the shit out of a car that's not that great, it's gonna be Spotless. And he's using a car that he likes, that he's familiar with, or actually maybe not too familiar with, but a car that he likes nonetheless. And he's gonna look to make some waves in the 765 LT. And there you have it right there. Spotless, Owl, Speed, myself, Moth, and Spec. S2 upper bracket. Let's jump in here with chat and see what they think and how this is going to play out right here. With that being said, I am going to go ahead and start this game right here. If you guys have any problems or anything like that, please speak now, or please speak as quickly as possible. All right, with that being said, because I am going to be playing, I will be muting myself, and I will see you guys after the All right, congratulations to Spec and Speed. They will be joining me in the grand finals. Spotless and Moth unfortunately did not make the top 3, but they will be making their way into the last chance game. So they will have a chance to make their way back up from last chance into the grand finals. All right, with that being said, that was all of the games for tonight. So if you just came here just for the King games, that's all I have for you guys today. But I'm going to go ahead and take a quick little ad break. And after that, I'm going to go ahead and put in the times and update the brackets and whatnot. And we will go from there, maybe have a little discussion, etc., etc. All right, so with that being said, I will see you guys after this break. Don't go anywhere. Let's go ahead and go over the games that happened tonight. All right, so starting off with A class here in the upper bracket. All right, we had a very close game between Speed and Moth, but Speed had an absolutely crazy game that game, and he was able to put up 3 minutes on the board. Moth very closely behind in his oh shit, I forgot what card Moth used. My apologies. About 2 minutes 43 seconds. That's only about 17 18 seconds behind, so a very close game. And just a little bit further down is myself, and I did sneak past Miranda, but I believe Miranda is actually mad at me for the little slight bump that I had that I didn't stop for. But in my defense, you can go back and watch the VOD as well. That was a very unlucky game for me. You can see how many times I lost the crown and whatnot, you know, etc., etc. I'm not trying to make excuses, but what I am trying to say is that little bump and keep going was 100% well deserved. I do feel bad for Miranda though. This was probably the best I've seen her play, and she was so close. And you know, like I said, I do feel bad. But with that being said though, it doesn't mean she's out. Miranda will be able to make her way up from losers, or from not losers, from last chance right here. So she will be able to make her way up. Same with Stolen and iBox. Although if they don't come through, then this will be another 4-person game, which will be very unfortunate right there against, you know, Spec, Autocycle, and Spotless. But speaking of that game, this is the lower bracket right here. Spec, I mean, what do you expect from Spec? You know what I mean? A-Class, Sierra, you know, crazy combination. Takes first place with ease, 3 minutes, 29 seconds on the board. And then Autocycle. Now, this was a close game. Whenever I was typing this, I was like, holy shit. Autocycle, 2 minutes, 10 seconds. Spotless, 2 minutes, 3 seconds. Okay? And that's top 3. But Plum Sauce, 1 minute, 59. I mean, these second to fourth place is separated by 11 seconds, and Autocycle snuck from 4th to 2nd place within the last 10 seconds. You know what I'm saying? It's a super close game, and you know what? Like, for Plum, this should be a victory in and of itself. Okay, he was 4 seconds off of knocking out Spotless. Okay, and Spotless, you guys already know how good Spotless is. And he was 11 seconds away from knocking out Autocycle, who beat Spotless, right? And, you know, we've seen progression, you know, throughout, you know, even from Season 1. We've seen progression in Plum's, you know, ability. So, that, you know, that's a victory in and of itself. Trailline, we were watching his POV, got unlucky so many times. He also didn't look around that much. So, like, it's very unfortunate. Like, I don't really know what to say about that particular thing. But, you know, he did get unlucky a couple of times there. So, you know, 16 seconds. What can you do? Unlucky there. And, of course, Kawaii did not show up. So, DNF for him. So, Spec, Auto, and Spotless will be joining Miranda, Stolen, and iBox in Last Chance. And, of course, top 3 will face the finals. These guys right here. That is A class. We'll move on to S1. This game right here. Now, I saw Spec and Moth. I don't think I've ever seen Spec and Moth get robbed as many times as they did. Hold on, let me pull up chat right here because I don't have chat on right now. Let me pull that up real quick. Yeah. Okay. Expect from Spec. Okay. Yeah, I don't I've never seen such robbery. I'm gonna move this to the side so I can see a little bit better because I have the chat on one half of the screen. I know you guys don't see it, but I've never seen so much robbery of Spec and Moth. Very unlucky. There was a time where I saw Spec like ram the shit out of Moth, and then there were other times where I didn't see Spec get rammed the shit out of, but I did see him get robbed multiple times. Okay, and I'm not putting myself in that same category of robbery. That's not what I'm doing. But I will say there were a lot of times where I got tagged or I lost the crown without getting tagged as well. But there were also a lot of times where I could have sworn there were so many times where I was like, oh my god, Spec's got it. Like Spec's got the crown. And it wasn't Spec, it was somebody else. I think Spotless benefited the most out of that. Like all of the Spec robberies went to Spotless, I think. And yeah, so very close game though up top, and Spec had a robbery game, but he still managed to slide in through the grand final. So there he goes. And then tough game for Miranda, Moth, and Speed. I mean, like, I don't know. Miranda, very unlucky. Moth, once again, very unlucky. Speed, also very unlucky because he actually did start off with it. I think he had a great like first stint of the game, and he knows how to drive that car. I mean, it's Speed. But Miranda, Moth, and Speed all are going to make their way through the last chance. So they're gonna, they will be, they will have another chance at grand finals. You just need to cut fuck chasing. You always forget. Yeah. Oh, you started off with it, did you? Okay. Yeah, the S1 game. Okay, Spotless says, yeah, the S1 game you made out like a bandit with my luck. Hey, hey man, yeah, that was close up top. I'm not sure if Spotless had any robberies, but like he was definitely the robber. You know what I mean? But yeah, that's upper bracket for S1. Lower bracket, I mean, this was a bit of a troll game, I suppose, right? 7 minutes 29 seconds for Auto Cycle. Not a UKC record in terms of time, but in terms of runs, I believe he did. Yeah, he definitely, like, I think he's got like 5 minutes and change for a single run. That's the longest anybody in UKC history has ever gotten in terms of a run. The previous record was Mr. Mini Alex, actually, with I believe 4 minutes and 25 seconds. I want to say 4 minutes, like somewhere in the 4 minute range. And Auto just absolutely crushed it. Unlucky for, Stolen, Kawhi, and iBox, who were unable to show up. But, I mean, honestly, though, I don't know if this is an unpopular opinion, but I would much rather a three-person game in terms of tournament, and, like, advancements and stuff. I would rather a top three, or a three-person lobby than a four-person lobby. Because in a four-person lobby, you are constantly trying not to get last place. But in a three-person lobby, at least everybody advances. I mean, like, you might get last, but, like, you only get 1 point, whatever. But, like, at least you make it through, right? So, it was kind of wholesome, I like seeing Plum Sauce making his way through last chance, you know what I'm saying? That's pretty far. I like seeing Trailline, make up there. And of course, Auto Cycle, who didn't make it first week. So, And Stolen, I don't know what happened to him. He just, I don't know, decided not to show up or something. Kawaii, not sure what happened to him either, and same with iBox, really. So, they're just kind of out of the class now. So it kind of worked out. I wish this was the case in more scenarios. Like up here, you had that four-person game right here, but this was upper bracket, so Stolen and iBox are still in. Like, you know what I'm saying? And it's like wishy-washy, But yeah, either way, that is S1 in a nutshell right there. And moving on to S2. You said a lot of plum moments, Camilo? Most time was tuner. Yes, most time was tuner. Moving on to S2 upper bracket. This one was I didn't feel like I did that well. I didn't feel like I played that well, but I'm happy with this. You know what I'm saying? I don't feel like there were any robberies or any, you know, bullshit, or at least, you know, much less than other games. But I feel like this one had, you know, a pretty decent turnout, I suppose. Spec, 2 minutes 44 seconds on the board. Myself, 2 minutes 12 seconds. Me and Speed were only 5 seconds apart, so, you know, 5 more seconds for Speed, and he would have taken second right there. 2 minutes 7 seconds. Very close game here up at the top. Spotless and Moth. Now, I'm surprised by Moth, but I'm not surprised by Spotless, because, I mean, if you just look at the cars, you know, Spotless just kind of punching above his weight class. But Moth, on the other hand, and Spotless, within the last 30 seconds, they were going back and forth, and I saw, like, Spotless just absolutely coming out of nowhere, getting it, like, you know, keeping it for the last, you know, king countrying it pretty much, and absolutely decking the shit out of, was it Speed? It was either Speed or Moth, one of the two. That was kind of funny. So there's that. But yeah, Spec, myself, and Speed slide up into the grand finals. Spotless, Moth, and iBox have a chance to make their way into the grand finals from Last Chance, and they will be joining the top 3 of the lower bracket, which is Autocycle, Camilo, and Miranda. Autocycle with another monstrous performance here, almost 6 minutes on the board. We love to see it. Camilo, yes sir, I love to see this. Coming in second place, edging out Miranda in this scenario. In S2 as well. Camilo hates S2. And so, you know, I gotta give a shout out to him for doing that. And of course, Miranda rounding out the podium finish, and they are all going to slide into Last Chance, joining Spotless, Moth, and iBox. So that should be a very interesting game. And then unfortunately for Plum Sauce, Kawaii, and Stolen, their season is over for S2. Or at least in terms of S2. So, there you have it. That's the little recap of that, so to speak, if you will. Let's see. What does chat think was match of the night? Well, what do we think was match of the night for week 2 here? Like, it's gotta be like a 6-person, like this one. You know what I'm saying? It's gotta be a game like that, because like this was the only 6-person game, I'm pretty sure. You did okay that game? Wait, which one? You knew Moth was like I just have to speed out of here. Oh, okay. You took the widest line possible to get that one. Suddenly the edge of the desk looking appealing to Mom. Dead. It was only for 4th, not gonna matter by next week. Yeah, fair enough, fair enough. Match 1 A class? This one right here? Yeah, this is, you know what? You know what, Plum? I think you're right. I think you're right. This right here is an impressive showing from Plum, and making second. I mean, this is a battle for second place, by the way, guys. The battle for second place was within 11 seconds, so that's definitely the closest game for sure. At least in terms of, you know, most people close together, because, you know, the gap between first and second, though, it is a little bit big, but you know, but yeah. Either your S2 game or your S1 game, says Spec. Okay, your S2 game or your S1 game. So, S1. This was definitely the closest 1-2. Like, first, second. Spec with the robbery. I mean, still made for a decent looking game, I guess. Also, my audio is fucked. I don't know why my game audio fucks up like that. I wish it didn't, because now whenever you watch it back, it's going to be completely silent. I fucking hate that, okay? Let me just say that now. But yeah. And then you said your S2 game, upper bracket. Yeah, this was a good game. as well. I enjoyed this game. I enjoyed this game the most, I think, because I felt very easy going in this one. You know what I'm saying? To be honest, like I felt the most pressure in this one because I was like, man, I'm in the Blade. I'm in the best car in the game, and like I just feel like I'm gonna get unlucky here. And so I had a lot of pressure going into this game. So whenever things just sort of worked out, you know, like whenever the bad things that I thought were gonna happen didn't happen, it was a bit of a relief. So you know, this was probably the most enjoyable one, right there. S1 lower bracket is your pick. Okay, S1 lower bracket. I believe that's this one. Fuck off. God damn. That's hilarious. That's hilarious. I just now got that. Closest game for sure. Crazy. Crazy. It was a good game, just not for you. I got you, Spec. Yeah. Oh, stolen. Look who decided to show up. Yeah, that's crazy. That's crazy. Disappointed yet again? You're good, bro. Honestly, you're still in for the last week for August 12th. By the way, August 12th will be the last. That's week number. That's week 3, by the way. August 12th. Mark your calendars now because it's every 2 weeks, but I feel like it's not obvious. So like, you know, it was July 15th. Now it's the 29th, and it's gonna be August 12th, guys. All right. But Stolen, you are still in A class. Oh wait, yeah, you are still in A class because you won so you were upper bracket, and so is iBox. So you know you are still in it for A class. You're out in S1, but I think you are actually still in for. Actually, never mind. You're out for S2 as well. Never mind. But you are in for A class. So there you go. There you go. You have a chance to make it in the finals for A class. All right. Half your tags were like head on. Spotless, you couldn't get the speed. The speed for cuts or chasing. Oh, okay, I gotcha. Can week 3 occur at like 11? We might be able to see what's. Yeah, we might be able to see what's up. Moth, are you? Hold on. Let me check something for you, Moth. Let me check something for you, Moth. Okay, upper bracket. Oh. Oh wait, hold on. It just has to be A class. So in A class, you're in the finals. Yeah. You're not in the first game, Moth, so you should be fine. So Moth, you are playing in game 1. Game 1. Or sorry, no. Scratch. You are playing in game 2, game 3, and game 5. Yep, correct. Yep. What you just said. Yeah. So you're chilling. It'll probably be around 11 when it starts anyways. Spec says, if he was in any other car, you would have juked. For which one? He said, but I thought I was going to do one turn and out turn. Was a good read though, for sure. Okay. It's an easy mistake to make in good cars. Had a good read on that one, kind of. Oh wait, which one was it? So you're eliminated for S1 and S2? Yes, that is correct, Stolen. Okay, you guys were talking about the S2 game. Gotcha. Okay. Well, there you have it. That's the games. Like, match of the night. Either this one, because of how close second place was, or this one purely for the fact that there was a 6-person lobby and it was clean. You know what I mean? For the pure reason of this one was funny but wholesome. I like this one. Autocycle broke a record. I almost feel bad for Alex because this, I don't know if it should count, but hey, you know. And this was a good game too. So actually, you know what? You know what? There were some decent matches. 5 or more people matches were good. 5 or more people matches were good. 4 people matches, shit. 3-person games, not too bad. But yeah. Upper bracket A for real? That was the one where Miranda felt like she got robbed. This one right here. Oh, that's gonna speed one. Fuck off. I just now noticed that. Alright, well, you know what, guys? That is all I have for you guys today. Stolen, yeah, we can do the showcase match even afterwards. I don't know, even now if you want. You don't matter. Talk to me after stream. Alright. Autocycle says he got lucky on that second match. Either way, there you guys have it. I will have a Autocycle. You probably know your brackets now, right? I don't think I have to send it to you separately. You guys can probably pull up the stream anyways, right? So anyways, that's all I have for you guys today. I do apologize big time for the big delay right there. I don't know what it is. I don't know what the issue is. I don't know if it's ISP. I don't know, you know, if I was actually getting fucking hacked or whatever the case may be, but I apologize. We had an hour and a half delay, but you know what? For an hour and a half delay, it's not that bad. It's not that bad. So, with that being said, thank you so much, each and every single one of you, for joining me. I've been your host, Top Gear Tim, and that was week 2 of season 2 of the UKC week 3 of season 2 will be August the 12th, Saturday, August the 12th, same time, and that's when we will see the last chance guys and the grand finals, where we will crown the World King Champion in each class, the overall best player in the world. That one might actually get delayed, scratch that last part, and also we will find out who the MVP, most versatile player in the world is. Alright, with that being said, guys, that's all from me. I will catch you guys in the next one. Peace out.